So now we have a system in place for quickly generating numerous hairstyles. As we saw previously, it's just one section repeated over and over again. It's a very stylized look, but that's the look that we're after for this particular character. And these were done very quickly, so you could spend more time adding more layers on top just to sort of break up the sort of section element and look of it. So what next? Well, we need to think about clothing really. We can't have her just parading around naked. And again, we're going to be creating lots of different outfits, so we need to think about how to approach them. And just like with the hair, we need a process in place so that we can generate numerous items quickly. So what we can do to start us off is use the existing geometry we have here, duplicate this, and then mould it into the shape of a shirt maybe. And because we're using the existing geometry, we know it's going to fit her perfectly. So let's just duplicate her torso here. That's roughly where the shirt would be. Let's duplicate that. Let's just focus on this. And then it's just a case of going through and tidying this up. So let's maybe delete these lower sections here. Get rid of her navel, belly button, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're watching. So just go around. So we want this shirt to just come over the top of her chest here, so let's just follow that round there. Maybe comes under her armpit and then around her back. Something like that. Just ignore those, that's just where some stray polygons are. So let's just mirror this, and that'll just mean that when we're working on one side, it's going to transfer those changes across to the other side. And because we've mirrored that, we can get rid of this upper section and maybe this here as well. So this, we're just very quickly going through, or maybe just get rid of those. Try to keep to edge loops. The mirror's supposed to be on. That's better. So we have these coming around here. We just want the topology to be clean. It's quite annoying how when you're working in a window, you can't press Control M to merge. It just doesn't seem to register. To go up to menu, merge, let's get rid of these here, merge. We don't want this spike up her back, so let's just smooth that a couple of times. And what we ideally want is a loop to go around the top here. So let's just select around here. We want to cross this here, over here, going across. We want it going all the way around the top, down the middle. Let's cut that there. Again, I'm trying to use a hotkey. Now we can go in, get rid of these triangles. So we have two triangles here. So let's maybe cut there, turn that back into a quad, and then we can merge this. Then we're starting to get our nice edge loop around the top. Get rid of that triangle there. As you can see, we're very quickly just starting to get sort of a shirt sort of look. So I'm just going to pause the video while I just tidy up this up a little bit more. So there we have the top tidied up a little bit more. I removed the sort of recess in between here, just so it looks more like a fitted top. If we bring back the character, it's good to work over the top of the mesh, just so you can see how it lies. So there, just by duplicating her actual torso, doing a little bit of cleanup, we've got ourselves a shirt. What we could do is easily now turn this into a dress, just by extruding the edges down, like so. Again, just adjust these. So maybe something like that. Flatten off the bottom, obviously. We've got sort of a mini skirt going on. Use our old friend the smooth tool just to soften some of these edges. And there we've just quickly turned that shirt into a dress. But we can go in and add in more detail. So let's just add a bit more of a crease in her waist. Just add a little bit more detail in there. We've got this lump at the back. Let's just smooth that. That's it. Make sure symmetry is enabled. So we have the basic skirt at the bottom here, but we could add more detail into that. Maybe we want it to be a pleated skirt. You could also extend this further down to make a longer dress. We could add in more details around here. We could maybe, if we create a bevel, just add a bit of an overhang here, so then you can have two separate garments. Again, this is just very quickly done. But as you can see, we've quickly created a shirt from a torso, turned the shirt into a dress. I'm going to get rid of that because it just looks horrible. So if we wanted to create sort of a pleated skirt look, we could maybe just go in and actually select the edges. Let's just bevel those. That's just doubling everything up nicely for us, and we'll just get rid of this crease here for now. And then we can go in and just select every other one. Or actually, let's just select these round here where we have these weird triangles up here. And this is what we can use for our main pleats. Select the rings, X, and then what we're going to do is modify local scale, and then we can pull those in. Is that coming out? Some of those are coming out. Or is it modify local move? That's better. Push those into the model, and there we're starting to get sort of a pleated look. So by experimenting with this main sort of template of such, we can get different looks from different and create different items of clothing. So let's just delete this and look at some of the things that I've done a little bit more work on. So we have a basic dress, short dress with no straps. And again, this is just using that t-shirt template, extending down the bottom, and as you can see, we've just worked in those pleats, added a bit more detail in there, and also make sure you add a little bit of depth to the fabric. And like as I was saying before, this can easily be turned into a longer dress. Just extend, add in an extra edge loop. Maybe it's a more fitted dress. We've got the inside geometry here just poking through, so I'll just move that down. And there we've turned a short dress into a longer dress. We also have the same dress, but we've just created some straps. going across the top. And then obviously we can divide those two. So we just have a shirt, and this is just a base template, remember. We can go in and we can add creases and folds, add in lots of details, just work more on top of this to get a much more detailed item of clothing. And obviously if we take the bottom section of that off, we just have a skirt. So by using the geometry that we already have, we can then generate these other items of clothing very quickly. And what we'll do is we'll use these skirts and these dresses and these shirts that we've got, and we will take those over to the next tutorial in the next issue when we come to create our sort of girl band. So that is, we have, let's just bring everything back. Oh, and also you can use the same sort of approach there we go. Same sort of approach to create the bikini, which you can see in the accompanying render. Again, the top and the bottom here, just duplicated from the main mesh and then adjusted just to create that simple bikini look. Let's bring back her hair, her eyes and everything else. So we have our character. We have some items of clothing that we could start to throw on her and create different characters. So now we need to go and look into texturing. But obviously before texturing, we need to plan out how we're going to UV her, and we will explore that in the next video.